mental health is your mental wealth. You gotta look after yourself.
This podcast creates a space for conversation around real experiences with mental health, trauma, violence, and or substance misuse. We have this conversation without labels, judgment, or pressure. Each guest's stories is their own, and sharing is always voluntary. The guests choose what to share and how much. Please be aware of your limits and stop watching if needed. Let's get this conversation started. Hey everybody, welcome back. Where your mental health is your mental wealth. It's your girl Desilynn. I'm here with a special guest.
No love. I'll tell you.
Hey.
Yeah, talk. How you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm straight.
That's cool. So I'm honored and thank you so much for blessing me with your presence, right? And also willing to talk about this topic. I'm gonna jump right in if that's okay with you, right? Well, I'm gonna just jump right in because I think no love speaks for itself, right? The first thing I want to know is when you hear the phrase "your mental health is your mental wealth," what comes to your mind, or what you think about when you hear that?
You know your brain is it's the start of everything. Your mind have to be in the right place to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're going through depression or extreme sadness, we can't operate if our mind's not right. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that's everything. That come first.
I'm glad you said that. So I'm gonna jump right into this question because it's a hot topic, and I don't never hear nobody ask you it though. But the name No Love,
Yeah.
No Love, like we can interpret it a lot of different ways. But can you tell me like what's the significance behind it, if there's any?
Yeah, it's like growing up in Memphis, it's just dealing with so many crosses, from friends, family, girlfriends, just, and just growing up without that structure, but I got the broken heart on my face right here. And every time I look in the mirror, see it's bleeding, it got the Band-Aid on it and all that, but it's still pumping, it's still there. It reminds me that like I'm gonna go through it, I'm gonna go through pain. I might don't have all the love in the world that I feel like I supposed to have growing up. And on top of that, I'm gonna say like it seems like when I'm showing love, people take advantage of me. But when I don't show no love, I get what I want out of people sometimes. Being stiff, being hard, and also no love is an artist and content creator, and it's a side of me that I wouldn't say that's myself, my real name. I really separate the two.
Right.
No love in my real name. So
Right.
that's what no love comes
So
from.
okay, so that's kind of let me see if I dissect it a little bit. The No Love is just what you've been through, and that's who you. That's me, my artist right there. But you don't know my other side. That is love, right?
Right.
So then when we talk about, for me, like what you said about the mental health part, and when I asked what that meant, that hit with me because we can't function if our mind ain't right, period. So when you said that, so when on here, the disclaimer is we gently go into certain topics. It's not nothing to talk about. So if I ask something or say something that is like that, you know what I'm saying? And even to the listeners, this might get a little touchy, because our story is our story, your story is your story, but I'm sure it's a lot of people other stories that they just can't hear it, and that's the purpose of me wanting to shed light on mental health and mental wealth. So when I talk about that and I think about it, I look at and I want to ask, how has any trauma in your life impacted your life and shaped how you are now? Like, how did you get through it? Or is there any specific situation that was, filled with something that...
Far as being traumatized, the normal things that go on in life every day in the hoods where we call poverty,
Mm-hmm.
these poverty-stricken environments is the main reason. Trauma ain't just got to be a cause of being in the streets and shootouts and this and that. You know, trauma can come from, like I said, friends, people at school, when you coming up young, you know, the bullying start then. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And as a kid, smart as we is, we still come home with all them war wounds. So over so many years and time, people deal with it differently. But um I can't just say I was always traumatized
Mm-hmm.
because I had a nice upbringing. Some kids, mamas be on drugs or they have to go live
Mm-hmm.
with somebody else. I ain't have to do that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I was able to go from my mama or my grandma's house. So I started getting traumatized when I started making the wrong decision, like joining a gang
Okay.
and involving myself into things this discreet that I didn't know nothing about.
Okay.
And the effects from it, seeing somebody die,
Mm-hmm.
you know, seeing, you know, my brother go to jail and do this time, watching my mama cry, you know, um, after so long and so much it happens to you, it does start to break you down mentally. And that's what trauma is. It really hinders you from seeing what's possible or
Mm-hmm.
where things can be. And thank God that I overcame that. And I dwell better with being traumatized now, like because I didn't got my knowledge right and I didn't
Mm-hmm.
got myself in position to where I can understand things better. And yeah, so that's why I'm here with it.
Yeah. It's two things that stood out. Like I was gonna go into like, when did you start realizing that you had to start doing something different, right? Thriving versus surviving. So a lot of people, I'm glad you shared the piece that your upbringing was good, right? Because that's where people get a lot of stuff twisted. And in my world, in my work world, they got this thing that a lot of therapists hang on to, this ACEs test. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
So they started using it, and they use it in schools. Little kids, it's about 10 questions or 7 to 10 questions depending on who give it to you, and they ask about different traumas in your life, right? Different things that you've been through. But what people don't really say is that was built for weight loss. It wasn't built for my mental health part, right? And they leave that out. So a lot of people get left out of the ACEs, meaning like you just said, I had it like, if you took that, no, I wasn't abused as a kid. No, my mama didn't do drugs. No, my daddy wasn't. You know what I'm saying? You go down this list, they'll say ain't nothing wrong with you. But then here you just share with us, your trauma really started when you got out, joined the gang, and then started making poor choices. Then had nothing to do with your
Nothing to do with
upbringing.
it.
And
Yep.
then it had something to do with now everything my mama then told me. I'm grown now, so I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna do this different. That don't mean I'm not traumatized in my life. Is
Right.
that
But
correct?
see, I think because you can be in a 2-3 story home and still be starving. Mom,
Thank you.
you know what I'm saying? Mom and them not on drugs or whatever. They just letting you do what you want to do.
Right.
Like, so I really feel like in the hood, what is in the hood or is somewhere that's nice living, is nobody exempt from the things of this world and the stuff that we go through. And you even see like judges, you don't know their business, but we'll think that they whole family is just living perfect. But he might have a nephew that's on drugs or
Right.
a son that's, you know what I'm saying, or doing dangerous stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I never looked at the rich and the poor thing. It was just, I didn't have the knowledge that I needed and I didn't have the structure. Somebody is really making me know these things and
Right.
making sure I focus and taking me places and enjoying things. So I'm growing up mad.
Okay.
So that's what get us into rapping and to start letting that anger out. Now people hearing it. Whoa, where
Right.
these lyrics coming from this young man from? Like, what have he been through? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm glad you said that, and I want to say I'm gonna kind of go back because with you being in the public eye, right? I think you're super famous to me.
Thank
I'm
you,
a
thank you.
fan, right?
Thank you.
I'm also a fan of your brother, Finesse 2 Times. I mean, I love his song
on.
back in, right? Because that hey, like I agree with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then I see y'all life play out on the internet, and then it's kind of like for me, just being a fan or being whatever, looking like, is this real or is this not real? And then how is this, you know, and then I go in my psychological mind, sorry, how is this affecting them? Like some of the stuff that play out, I relate to so much with my own family, right? But then I'm not living in the public eye. So do you feel mentally that messes
Most
with,
definitely. Most
okay,
definitely. The social media, the social media thing, the bashing, the humiliation is most definitely heartbreaking. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Because it's one thing if we got our problems, but everybody in here hear our problems and see our problems.
right,
But I think that by us having such a hard upbringing, and I mean just having access to the streets and not having really no real standards to what you're doing, I think that inflamed it. I think that really made us worse. We coming up with anger, a lot of anger, with no direction, and it's just a crash dummy course. Like, with it.
for hearing that, I hear like we need. So sometimes, like I work and I be looking at stuff, and so we have an expectation of life sometimes, right? So we looking at other stuff, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just saying, like, base. So I think that I should have this, but one thing that no matter what I should have had, rich, 3-level house, mama, judge, whatever the case may be, if we don't have that structure and support, we kind of like gonna get lost somewhere.
Most definitely.
Okay, that's and I agree. I'm saying I totally
Rich or
agree.
poor, if you
Right,
don't got that guidance, them
right,
parents ain't right, it's over.
right. So like, and then the parents could be as right as they can be in a sense, but if they don't have the structure, sometimes mama's got to work 2 and 3 jobs. Daddy not there. It might be some stuff with mama and daddy that we don't know about, so now they not there. Do you agree with that too?
But
That's
but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say this. Even though if our parents working, they busy, they not there, whatever it is, we for sure gonna go to school because you can go to jail if you don't send your child to school.
right.
I had a lot of people that I bumped into throughout my schools that was real role models to me. That
Okay.
really told me the things, even if my mama got the knowledge, but she wasn't able to kick it to me. My daddy
Right.
know where to be found. You know what I'm saying? So it's people in my mind, I still remember their face from when I was younger that told me different things and encouraged me and let me know you could be whatever you want to be. You already a star, like you could do whatever. Like it's people in our life that do that. But I think the ignorance is so powerful. Even when we hear it, we still go on our own journey and make the decisions that we make. And that causes more trauma. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We doing it to ourselves a lot of
Yeah.
times. You know
I'm
what saying?
glad you said that because I think, especially for the younger people that watch, or even the older people to understand the younger people, right? It's not so much. We're gonna go on our own path, and if I think back to when I was that age, and other people really sit back and look at it, and we become more have an empathetic ear to understand. Do you think that would help us reach our youth a little better, remembering our journey to get here? To reach back and pull them up. You
Most
think,
definitely.
yeah, that's that. I totally agree with that part. So now I want to ask, and especially because I really wanted you on a lot because you are a role model to a lot of people, right? A lot of kids, they looking at you, and then they only seeing what's playing out on social media. So they looking at certain stuff. They looking at maybe some drama you didn't got into or whatever, and not realizing that's not really who you are, whatever, right? And they reaching out. What would you kind of tell them as far as if they going through something? We already started off talking at our thinking, right? Our mental health, right? what advice would you give them or suggestions you would give them to start reaching out for help and getting that together, or how would you talk to them about that?
For people that feel like they're going through their
Yeah,
trauma
that
mentally.
trauma mentally. They might be looking at the hype or whatever going on the internet, but they struggling.
Right.
Yeah.
So the internet, you have to understand, the internet starts off with a screen, a mic, audio, anything like that. So anything got something to do with audio or video, once you press the button, it's recording, it's entertainment from that point.
Okay.
I don't care if you're serious about it. I don't care if you're telling a real situation or if you lying. It's
Right.
entertainment. So people that's, watching these rappers understand that they not really living what they kicking. They might then thought about some stuff that happened in their life 10 years ago and they putting it in this track. So you got to know how to separate the two
Right.
and understand negative and positive like we were speaking about last night.
Right.
So to fix your mind far as the negative and the trauma, you have to dig for the knowledge for it. It's
Right.
something that nobody can do for you. I can't tell you what religion to be. I can't tell you what book to go look in.
Right.
All I can say is find peace within yourself. It come from within me.
Right.
Get away from the distractions. TV shows and movies, and you got to treat your body right. You got to protect your mind.
Right.
Like some people think, I'm just watching a scary movie, or I'm just watching this super gang related or sexual content, or this type of music.
Right.
But if you know what it is and accept it for what it is, you good. But if you don't, it can sway your mind. And I
Right.
feel like the people is powerful enough mentally to shake out of any type of traumatized. If you got trauma, you powerful enough to shake out of it because you tell your mind and your body what to do.
Exactly.
If you feel that mad feeling, a therapist might tell you to count down 10 seconds. I feel like we more powerful. I'm not finna be mad about that.
Right.
I'm not finna react like that.
Right.
Because before you react, you think about it and see it first.
Right.
Before you do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think people need to do a whole lot of research and educate themselves, because ignorance is our biggest flaw.
I'm
and
glad
people
you said that.
and people is banking on our ignorance. The police can bank on you being dumb.
Right.
Okay, you on live with these guns. We sitting outside your house. We know your address where your mama stay
Right.
at. You on live in her kitchen right now. But you leaving outside showing these guns.
Right.
It's an easy win for us. We finna take you to jail. You ride with no license, but you got guns on you that ain't registered. So I feel like it come back to our ignorance. We have to fix our way of thinking when it comes to that, and eventually that trauma, it'll start lifting up off you.
You said something that triggered, like when I talk to people, and so, we talk about positive affirmations, and we talking it, and I had yet to figure out a way to get people to understand the same way you sit and talk negative and surround yourself with all this negative energy and watching negativity and not surrounding yourself with more positive, right? You can do that and get better results. And I just happened to been watching one of Cat Williams' newest comedy things on Netflix. I don't know if I shout out to them, but anyway.
Right.
But he said, what he said it in that way, and I said I was gonna get that clip and start showing it everywhere. And he said, your mind only do what you tell it to do. So like we get up and hit. What he said is when you say you sick because you trying to call in work or whatever the case may be, your mind is going to be like, okay, I'm sick today. And then it's going to make your body feel that way, right? And with the way he said it, like I already knew that we can, like what you said, we could put that there. But the way he said it, it hit me different. So do you agree? Like you just said it, like we put that, we can tell ourselves.
Yeah, you have to speak it into existence. Like,
okay,
I see a lot of, I done been around women with kids and stuff like that, and you will be surprised how these kids is already in poverty, but they mama is speaking that over them. You gonna, boy, you gonna go to jail, boy, you
Yep.
gonna, nah, flip the narrative, boy, you gonna be a star. You smart. I
Yep.
believe you can go to school and do good. You can go to college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gonna
Yeah.
have your mind right. You know, stuff like that. It's always the opposite. And that's my whole drive is to show people that I can be in this entertainment world and I can show y'all how it's really supposed to go. Even though I wasn't perfect, I
Right.
got
Right.
time to fix my mind, get my mind, reshape it, and now I can help other people that's going through these things. You know what I'm saying? Because I done went through some real. I'm to my days I can't sleep. I'm in the bed throughout the day. I'm not eating.
Right.
All these because I'm thinking too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah.
You answered my next question because I was about to ask you, like, looking back now, what do you understand about your mental health that you wish you would have knew then, but you understand now, and how you dealing with it? And you just answered that. But I want to in that the other day we was at I got it in my phone, local luxury in Racine, right? And they never stagnant. You got it
Never
on today.
stagnant. Shout
Hey,
out,
we
never
shout out
stagnant.
to them, right?
Yeah.
But what stood out to me is what the highest act of an individual is to inspire. That hit me different. And I don't know if I just want to know what's your thought on that phrase. The highest act of an individual is to inspire.
So it's like I believe inspiring people is more powerful than anything. It's more powerful than music. Music can only give you a self-reflection of what someone is putting out for themselves or what the way they thinking. You can only get so much out of a chorus and bars, and then it's over with. But when you inspire somebody, it's lifelong. Like it'll last forever.
Right.
You know, you got people that really love you and do things for you on the strength of just you inspiring them.
Period.
It's people I can name off my head right now that
Right.
inspire me, and I love them. They can get whatever they want whenever.
Right. And that's what that stood out to me. And because we had already been chopping up, and then when I seen that, I'm like, oh my God, because we don't have enough of that message out. Because that is, to me, I don't want to keep nobody down. Whatever I could do, I want you to pass me up and come back and get me. You know, and like I see people, I help people all the time that you would have never thought they CEOs now. They calling me like, hey, what you need? You know, and I'm like, dang, like, and I be proud, and I don't never say, but they'll be the first one to say, she was my counselor or she did this, and I be embarrassed. Like I've been in spots, and but I just be happy and so proud that I did that. Like I had and I always tell them, no, thank you for letting me be a part of your journey. So I just wanted to like see,
And
like,
I wanna congratulate you on that because it takes a lot to uphold yourself, do what you do, and take that time out for other people to sit
thank
down
you.
and take the time. It's a lot on your mental to how many people you done save, and you know you saving them because they telling you,
Oh
thank you
yeah.
so much, and this and this and that. So I applaud you on that as being a woman, to have such a strong mind, to have your business right, and to be able to communicate and inspire the youth, the community, whoever. I applaud that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I'm glad that I met you. I'm gonna say that I feel honored, and I'm glad that we on the same wavelength on trying to help. And it's not trying, we ain't trying, we doing, even though I'm
Yeah,
a
we didn't
Adidas girl.
already
Hey,
popped it
we
off.
already, you know,
Right.
and it's like it's in full motion now, right? And so I just want to keep doing that, keep building. But
Most definitely.
what we gonna start wrapping up. We don't want to take too much people time. But what do you want the listeners to know about mental health that doesn't get talked about enough?
I'm gonna say this. You have to take control because you know, no matter what age you is, we plan to live a long life, and we all know how it feel to have them bad days. And if you don't take control and try to flip these around some type of way, it can eat you alive. Like some people grow old and have diabetes, and you know that's where all these health problems coming from.
Yep.
It's from their mental. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's about peace. Don't let the money, relationships, none of that. I feel like once you find peace within yourself and block out all the distractions and think for yourself and be yourself, because when you go off of what other people saying and what they doing, that ain't what's called for you. So you will get to tapping into different areas that ain't even called for you, and then now your mind is going crazy because why did I make them decisions? Why did I choose to listen to this person, that person? So that's my thing, is peace more than anything. That's what we shooting for. That's the word, peace.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
So I want to say my closing is, one, for y'all listeners, Milwaukee and Houston, then connected. No Love going on this tour across. Well, how many cities you
It's
hitting?
10 cities right now.
10 cities right now.
Starting off with Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas in the house. And then we also tap in. He going to give you how you could tap into him, because we want to come sit down and talk with you. Any youth, tap in, call them, talk to them. Let them know what y'all need, what more of or something. So go ahead, No Love. Tell them how they can
Yeah,
hit
man,
you up.
I love to meet y'all. You know, I want to start me a big brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, called Love Leaders. You know, I got the No Love side, but when I do the Love Leaders, we go to juveniles. We go to, what they call them?
The foster home.
The foster homes.
Yeah.
And you know, we just want to talk to the youth and make sure that they can at least hear us. Because when I was younger, I had my mentors and I remember their face and I remember them like so vividly. And I want to be that person. You know, it don't matter if it's boys or girls. Like, I want to be able to give both of them the game, you know, and show them how to prosper in this life and not be scarred. You know, I feel like if I can tell you faster than you can get to it, then you'll remember that and you'll walk with it, and that'll save you. And I'll be a happy man just by doing it.
So how can they contact you? Because they contact you, they don't gotta
you can
contact
reach
me.
out. You can reach out to me on Facebook. I check all my messages, my people in my inboxes. So it's Ain't No Love on Facebook. I got a TikTok, FNG No Love. You can go write me on there. I would drop my number, but y'all gonna be calling me all night until tomorrow.
With the Facebook inbox and the DMs is good.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to again thank you and appreciate you, and I'm gonna give a big shout out to you because you the first person that included us females in that talk, because we got to tick together. So I appreciate you, No Love. I look forward to working with you more. I appreciate you sharing and spreading the awareness of mental health, because mental health is y'all mental wealth, y'all. Y'all tap in. Wait for the next one. Love y'all.
No love.
Mental health is your mental wealth. You gotta look after yourself.